Ladies and gentlemen across the African continent, I greet you all and I want to take this opportunity to wish you the best for the year 2025. I'm sure you know what is going on in my country, Kenya, where the government seems to have put in place a policy of abducting, torturing, and even killing young people. Now, this is just about the worst thing that can happen to any African country and the African continent at large. I believe that young people are a blessing and not a curse. This is why the Americans, the Britons, the Australians, and so on and so forth, generally the developed countries, have come up with policies to attract young people from Africa so that they can go to college in their countries and then work there, because they also have an aging crisis and they need a young workforce. So instead of our young people helping to develop the continent and our countries, they are indeed going to develop other countries after we have invested in educating them. Now, if you have read my story, in the year 2016, December, I suffered from an incident of poisoning after I had led protests at one of the most corrupt ministries in Kenya, that is the Ministry of Health, and after I had also called for action against corruption in Kilifi County, which is basically one of the counties with the poorest of the poor of Kenyans. Now, the problem we have in this continent and in our countries is the elite, because the elite in our countries are not an elite that is a modernizing elite, an elite that wants to build the continent and our specific countries, but to loot them dry. My hope is that this coming year, 2025, we shall not drop the ball. We shall all take actions in our individual countries to make sure that there is accountability for the taxes that we pay. But more than that, we need to catalyze a movement, a continental movement that will make sure that Africa is united. You see, the elites do not want the continent to unite because they have invested in the relationship between our countries, the exploitative relationship between African countries and the developed world. So it is upon us as African people to then come out in large numbers, build movements, both at local, national, and continental level, to be able to reclaim our dignity as Africans. I wish you all the best once again for the year 2025. Thank you. This is your uncle, Morris Odhiambo, in Nairobi, Kenya.